Did you see that whole AI thing about that whole AI artist that was signed?
Yeah, I heard about it.
Let me see. Hold on. I think Kehlani had something to say about that. Actually, she was kind of pissed about that. But that's going to lead me into my next thing. I'm going to say just briefly. Hold on. It says. Let me see. Let's see. It says reports of AI generated artists. Zania Monet. The fact that the AR artist's name is Zania Monet, I'm like, that's such a slap in the face to Victoria Monet. Why would you name the girl Monet? That's wild. Signing a multi-million-dollar recording deal with Hollywood Media and charting on Billboard's Top 100, Zania was created by poet and designer Talisha Jones, using the AI platform Suno to turn her lyrics and poetry into songs. However, Kehlani voiced her disappointment regarding human artists who may potentially have to compete with someone who was generated, as opposed to people who have to work themselves. So Kehlani voiced her opinion about that. But yeah, the AI generated artist, she's a black girl with a lace front. Well, a black girl with, like, I don't know, maybe this is some leave out. Maybe this is like a flip over or whatever, with the baby hairs, the brown skin girl baby hairs, lashes, the typical, like, like our aesthetic, they made sure to have the baby hair, the weave, and Black women are beautiful, but damn it, I just feel like y'all just, you're baiting me in with this girl, like,
she's about to go crazy.
Girl, and the fact that you named her Monet, that's so disrespectful. No. But yeah, so I wanted to talk about Halsey just real quick. Remember, I think it was like 2 years ago. I think, let me see. First of all, let me see who Halsey is signed to. I think she's signed to Capitol Records, but let me just make sure.
Oh yeah, she's talking about it.
Let me see.
About the industry or something.
Yeah, what label is Halsey signed to? Columbia. Halsey is signed to Columbia Records. She's currently signed to Columbia Records, but remember a couple years ago when she was having trouble putting out music because her label told her they wanted her to have like a TikTok hit or create a TikTok song, whatever. She was pissed about that. She eventually released music, and I think her last project was called The Imposter, I think, and it had a really in-depth rollout. She was, she had like every song was inspired by an icon. But let me just make sure. Let me see what year did her last project come out. Let me see. Yeah. So she put out an album called The Great Imposter last year in 2024. And like the album, of course, it paid homage to a lot of different artists, a lot of, and she had a whole rollout where she explained like each track. She had a whole rollout where she explained each track, and it was a photo shoot where she paid homage with an image, a classic image of them, and she posted it. It was a whole big rollout on Instagram. Halsey is very thoughtful with her rollouts, with her aesthetics, with her art, with explaining herself as well. I like her voice a lot. I love her music. I think Hopeless Fountain Kingdom was a good album. I first heard her on the Chainsmokers song. I think it was called what was it called? Closer? Yeah, it was called Closer. Let me see. Yeah, by the Chainsmokers. And that was actually that song was actually that hook. Camila Cabello was supposed to sing that hook, but she was in Fifth Harmony and she couldn't. It was too conflicting with like her other stuff going on, so it went to Halsey. So she already came out swinging when it came to like because that Closer is a big hit.
Facts. And
then she's Halsey. I don't want to. I guess I call her a pop girl, but Halsey. She's very eclectic when it comes to her music. I'll say that. I guess you could put her in the pop category, I guess. But she's very thoughtful with her music, and I think she's very talented. She has a beautiful voice. She's very talented. She's gorgeous, and she has her emo moment. She has her pop moment. She has her like soul moment. She has her R&B moment. She has different moments and stuff. But yeah, so she was actually on Apple. Interviewing with Zane Lowe. And she had this to say.
Right now?
I don't know.
I can't make an album right now. I'm not allowed to. I can't make an album right now.
Yeah, I don't like the sound of that.
Yeah, what's the reality? Because The Great Impersonator didn't perform that the way they thought it was going to. And if I'm being honest with you, the album sold 100,000 fucking copies first week. That's a pretty big first week, especially for an artist who hasn't had a hit in a long time.
Yeah.
The tour is the highest selling tour of my entire career.
Yeah.
But
doesn't add up.
they want manic numbers from me.
Right.
Everyone wants manic numbers from me. I can't do that every single
Manic is a project that she had that was really successful. Okay.
time. It should be good enough that I do it once in a while.
It should be good enough.
But it's not. It's not. And what would be considered a success for most artists, a success story, 100,000 albums first week
You can hear it?
in an era where we don't sell physical music,
You hear it real good?
okay?
That's your loud.
With no radio hit, nothing. But it's a failure in the eyes of, or in the context of the kind of success that I've had previously. And that's the hardest part, I think, of having been a pop star once.
You're
Is because
still
I'm not one
tied-
anymore,
you're
but
still
I'm being
tied to that.
compared to numbers and to other
Get this
people
fucking
that I
thing off my
don't
ankle.
consider lateral to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I do.
a couple years ago, it was me and Ariana fucking quote unquote fighting for number one on the Billboard chart. And we weren't fighting. We were texting. We loved it. It was like the best time ever, that era. The Without Me, Thank You Next, Seven Rings There.
yeah.
Like, that was amazing. It was an amazing time. But if my record comes out and sells 100,000 copies first week with no radio play, no real support, and the comparison is, well, why isn't she doing Taylor Swift numbers? Are you fucking kidding me? I made an experimental concept album about how I almost fucking died.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do those numbers, but I'm doing pretty damn good. Those are strong numbers. It's still in the top 10 of female artists' first weeks, but it's not good enough because it's not, what the pop star I once was, even though I'm actively making the choice to not be. And the problem is that because I have such a dedicated fan base and I love them and God bless them, because they're the only reason that I'm even able to make anything at all, that I can sell that many copies of a experimental concept album about death. And they support me. The same 100,000 people that bought Badlands first week are going to buy those records every time I put out an album. Thank fucking God, and God bless them. And put me in a position where if you actually compared me to the other types of artists who are making the type of music that I am making, I'm fucking killing it.
Yep.
But that's not what
Halsey is she's a true artist through and through, because like this isn't the first time she has expressed something like this before with her label and stuff like that. I just think that she came out, she debuted with she came out with Chainsmokers with that huge song. Then she was dating MGK. That was a whole thing that they worked on, and she had her own hits, Without Me, and let me go on Spotify. On Spotify, Halsey's top songs are, of course, Closer with over 3 billion streams. Without Me has over 2 billion streams. I'm Bad at Love, that song from Hopeless Fountain Kingdom, that's huge. Him and I, because I'm sorry, she didn't date MGK. I'm sorry, she dated G-Eazy.
Oh, yeah.
She dated G-Eazy, and that was a thing. Yes, she dated G-Eazy, and I think G-Eazy is cool with MGK. That's probably I got them mixed up. But yeah, she dated G-Eazy, and that was a thing. And then they came out with the song "Him and I." That was huge. That has over a billion streams. She has the song "East Side" with Khaled or Khalid. Is it Khalid? With Khalid.
Yeah.
That's huge. That has over 1 billion streams. Let's go down some more. Boy with Love. That's a lot of streams. That has over 1 billion streams. Oh my God. She's just, Gasoline has almost a half a billion streams. Yeah, all of her top songs, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She has 5 songs that are over 1 billion streams.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Wow. And 2 of them are over 2 billion. Oh my gosh. One of them is over 3 billion because it's a lot. Yeah, so she's actually very successful. Like she's very like she has a huge fan, like she has a huge fan base. Yeah, I guess because it was just she had a huge pop moment. She had a huge pop moment, and I guess when it comes to the labels and the business, they want to keep that going. We don't want any emo eras. We don't want any experimental eras. We don't want any of that. We want the pop Halsey when you have a huge ass song called "Closer" with the Chainsmokers. Right. We want the Bad at Love. You were dating G-Eazy. Okay, that was great too. That was great. That was a lot. That she had a lot of pop moments, and they just can't handle when they have when artists pivot, artists change, people evolve, people have different experiences. Yeah, so she's a true artist. Like you can tell that I don't know her at all personally at all, but you can tell that she is very hands-on with her art, and she's very passionate, and when things like this happen, she's speaking out like this. So thought that was interesting. What do you think, J-Rob?
No, I mean, hey, that's the reality of being on a label sometimes.
But it's so hard. It's so hard to be independent because you need someone to fund your dream. So you have to compromise certain things like that. I hate that for people.
Yeah, I know. That's a whole different world too.
Shit. You said what?
That's a whole nother world too.
Yeah. Like damn, Halsey. I'm gonna play some of her songs when I get in the car. I forgot. She is a pop star for sure.
Nah, fast.
But comparing her to Taylor Swift is wild. Even with Ariana Grande, like I feel like her last project, Eternal Sunshine, that was a little bit of a pivot for. She's a major pop girl, but that was a little bit of a pivot from her usual like pop stuff in my opinion. Shoot, even Thank You Next. Yeah, that's for like because Ariana Grande, I'm sorry, like she's a pop star. But she's very soulful and she's very R&B-ish. It's a lot of R&B with her. Mm-hmm. But you know what? You know why she's a pop star. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So